can just see the TyLoo players at the moment warming up, getting ready. So I believe we won't be too far off getting it all underway. And now, the very interesting thing is, so we spoke about the whole thing with B.O.O.T and obviously him doing the translations. When they're calling, I'm guessing the calls all the players can understand. But what if you really had to be specific on a point, like to give, oh, he's going this way, blah, blah, blah. How does Bonded communicate that stuff? Does it have to go then through B.O.O.T to the rest of them? Like, that is another issue where it can get really awkward because say, I don't know, the bombs drop down at middle, and they know the bombs drop there, but you've just seen the player pick it up and he's going down to a different position, running around, and he's trying to tell him exactly what's going on so he knows it. That could be a huge error.
100%. It'll become a lot difficult if they want to do fakes, for example, something that requires a lot of communication. If you spread out your team across the map, you have to be sure you're constantly talking. The guy who is lurking always has to be given his position, given the information he's gained, to allow his teammates to progress further up the map. So 100%, they're going to have to work a lot on that communication. B.O.O.T's going to make sure he's going to have to give all that information across his entire team, with Peacemaker helping in the background.
And you know what I love about this MVP side that we're looking at the moment? This is like the Asian side similar to VP. We've got players on there. Termi's, he's the coach, he's the oldest at 31. Some of these guys, 29 in Solo and Glow. Perry's 26, Zeph's 28, and then you've got HSK at 23 years old. Good mixed bag of people between experience and raw skill and that side of things. It's like our Asian VP here.
Yeah, HSK filling that Bialy/Snacks role. And here we go. We do see the map view. The first pick is Cash by TyLoo. Second one is going to be Train, and our decider is going to be Mirage.
See, so from the stats I looked at previously, is in the last few months, okay, MVP haven't played Cash too much, but they've got a 100% win ratio on it. So they can obviously play it. It's a capable map, but TyLoo, this is a map they're going to be super comfortable on. It's a very known map to them. But then we come on to Train, and I do really favour that for MVP here. So it's more than likely that we'll be able to go to a Mirage, unless TyLoo, like we said about, just coming with a raw fire skill here.
Yeah, I think MVP are going to have to put at least a decent showing on this Cash map in order to get their confidence up. I think all these maps are okay for both teams. They have played a lot of Train of MVP. They've played about 7 times. Quite a lot. They've got some experience on it. They've done quite well, definitely in the winning percentages. But it's going to be tough to go up against the TyLoo squad because we can't overlook. They are the favourites in this region for a reason. Them and Renegades are always mentioned because they are always good. They're always consistent. They always get out this minor. So although it's going to be an uphill struggle, I think this is going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, I think this is the one we get to see go all the way. If not, we're going to see similar to what we saw before with the Flash and Renegades game, where the games are just that close, right? And we see it go right down to the wire. And that's also what I love about this region, is that we just get these action-packed games. We get some raw skill games from some of these players that you don't often see or hear about. And it was only last year where people were saying about B.O.O.T that actually he could be on a Premier level team, like a top 10 team in the world, just off his raw skill and fraggability.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing I want to look into this game, though, is Zeph. He's usually the one who needs to get in the rhythm of, because we've touched on HSK, we've touched on the trio. The one in between is Zeph. He seems to be the kickstarter of this team. If he's performing well, that is enough to bump them above where they usually are. If he is able to step up to the level as the rest of his teammates are able to, then suddenly there could be problems for TyLoo.
So you're meaning in the sense that if they don't have to rely on the usual suspects, then Zeph is there ready to put in his own fragging ability, and then things really do become difficult. And that's exactly what we saw. I think it was on the Inferno game where Zeph was actually pulling up against Kings, putting up numbers on the board, and Kings, like, we watched them. Most people were saying Kings will take MVP. It went to a third map, and MVP grinded it out without a doubt, like in every single sense of the word. It was the long haul push, but MVP, they didn't care. They didn't look like any signs of slowing down, and they weren't getting tired either.
Yeah, Zeph is a very experienced player as well, so I know he's able to step up to the mark. If he's able to fill that void, maybe perhaps if HSK isn't playing well, some of that old dynamic trio isn't playing well, if they can pull that up with Zeph performing well, suddenly this team looks really strong overall.
And I was seeing some comments before about, like, a lot of people saying about how come these Asian teams, like, are so limited on the skill pool to look for. And it's just where CSGO isn't played as much out here compared to some other games. And you look at, like, MVP, the reason this lineup's really the core lineup here is because the younger players that are playing the game, it's trying to pull them in. They actually can't compete at this level just yet. There's only, like, 2 teams I know in the Korean scene that I would regularly say can fight up against each other. But even then, it's MVP just trumps them most times. Like, they are a step above the rest, right? And even now, say MVP lost a player, I would be confused at where they would go to look for the next player coming in. They would be able to bring someone in, but it would take a great amount of time and effort to train that person up to the level that they need to be. And that's kind of why you see TyLoo going for the players like Bentet, like bringing in a Bondic at the moment and stuff like that, because you can't really go to China and just go, oh, yeah, with this person, he's definitely got it. Because aim-wise, yeah, maybe, but game sense-wise and with what TyLoo are trying to achieve in the international scene, it's just not there.
That is the problem with this scene. Although there is a lot of talent within it, it's hard to find it because there's no real strong leagues, there's no consistent tournaments so much.
Yep.
Whereas in the EU tournaments, of course, there's a system built for you. You play in ECA, you get up the rank slowly, people start to recognize you, they look at your ADR, and then you can get into a team, whereas it's not really that built out over here.
We need like a Asian face it, right?
Yeah.
we need an Asian PL. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
APL, there we go.
AFPL.
That'll be the way forward. So Cash is going to be the first map, and for me here, what I want to be able to see is TyLoo just need to force their dominance from the start, because you just don't want to give MVP an in, right? We saw that happen on the first time round, is where MVP, they started off strong, and even when they were down and out, or even when King started to gain some momentum, they didn't care. They weren't put down by it. You see so many teams get a little bit moved away in the sense that, like, they start doing really well, then a team fights back, and then they lose it all, and it all starts to fall apart for them. But MVP never had that. They never showed signs of their heads going down. You look at them, and they're just purely focused the whole time.
Yeah, they are definitely disciplined, if anything. Like we said, they're always following each other, always leading the call, and that Stig is in their in-game mentality too. They never really seem to get tilted, and if they do, Termi is always there to back them up, and he seems to do a good job of waking everyone up, let them know, hey, this game isn't over. I've got some special pages just for this. We're 15-0 down, don't worry, I got my own piece of notes on this. So yeah, he brings a solid, he brings a solid piece to the team for sure, and that experience cannot be amiss.
And they are like two teams who are polar opposites, right? So you've got TyLoo, who have got the potential of all communication problems, where MVP, it is that perfect in harmony kind of situation. But it's just good. If it comes down to firepower, that's where it becomes the problem.
Yeah, we are slowly moving our way into a game. Just a slight technical problem, but we should be moving in shortly. Overlooking this game, as we've already said, although on paper it looks like it should be an easy win for TyLoo, there's going to be a lot, I think, thrown in the works here. MVP as well, after that good start in this tournament, are going to be feeling a lot of confidence, because into this tournament, we rated them below people like Kings. We were saying, okay, Kings have an opportunity to upset. Obviously, they've been removed from the tournament now. MVP have a chance to step up.
Yeah, on day one, we all sat there and we were like, okay, if Renegades or Kings make a mistake, this is where MVP slips in and says, we're here to party, we're here to play, and you shouldn't take us lightly, you shouldn't underestimate us. And that's another thing. TyLoo should not underestimate MVP, and from what we heard from Peacemaker yesterday, he's definitely not doing that. And that's another great thing, actually. Despite the communication issues that we have been talking about that TyLoo could potentially have, at least we know, and we've seen it in the hotel where we're staying, every evening you've got the TyLoo players down there. Peacemaker's got his laptop out, they're going over things, they're trying to get themselves as much prepared beforehand so that they can eradicate any communication issues they have to deal with on the day, right? They're trying to leave everything as up to chance as little as possible.
Yeah, and of course the winner of this game will be going up against Renegades, who previously just defeated Flash narrowly. So
that's the thing, Renegades,
we can see that Renegades is faltering. They're not,
exactly.
They're not invincible, as everyone seems to put them in this region. We all just think it's an automatic buy, but there's definitely some questions to be asked of Renegades at the moment.
Yeah, I looked at Renegades and it was like, I think it's about 6 out of 10 times you'd look, if NAF didn't do well, there wasn't too much hope for him. Like, I just felt like Renegades weren't performing up to par. I'm not quite sure why, because since being over in NA, they've put up some impressive results across the board. They're fighting hard in ESL Pro League, in a league that is a step above anything that they were used to previously before heading over to North America. So technically, you'd think that this minor would become even easier for them. Instead, Flash really pushed them to their limits, and that you have to say that because both games were 16-14, and it's not just looking at it and going, oh, it's 2-0. 2-0 does not tell the full story, especially in these games.
Yeah, and this is a team that gets a lot less practice than this Kings lineup. And Tainted Minds, even, who's also gone out with the tournament, they had a lot less practice than them too. Remember, this is only local competition they get to play against, just taking scrims whenever they can, not able to go on boot camp in EU, whereas TyLoo, like we mentioned, with those Schengen visas, now they can go to EU freely, they can boot camp, they can go to tournaments. So even though MVP are slacking behind, they got severely less resources to work off of.
And that's a huge thing, right? Because like VC, another team, they weren't able to get here because of the visa issue.
Yeah.
TyLoo do not have to worry about that now. That's the thing that they can go, oh, okay, this is a little bit easier for us. We can go and practice here. We can go and get better experience. And that's what I want to see more of, like getting a team. It doesn't have to be TyLoo, but another team from this region getting more experience outside of their own region, because that is the only way we're going to see them develop further.
Yeah, 100%. Looking at this lineup, all strong players, just a little piece of it missing. And maybe this is what's going to give it to them. Maybe all this practice, even if they lose this game, this is unbelievable practice for them to get playing up against these international teams. But of course, if they make that major qualifier, that's a whole new level of practice.
And that's the thing as well. We saw before, when MVP played the other day, they had the full management, all the guys from MVP sat there supporting him. There's a guy called Kan Yang, and he has been a CS veteran in every way, in the sense from in Korea, he's been loving and pushing CS. He's put on some of the biggest events we've seen in Korea for Counter-Strike back in the 1.6 days. This guy loves it. Now he's there back in this legendary team. He's part of the management side of things. He's watching them, and he came up to me after that game they had against Kings, and he was like, my heart. He's like, I couldn't deal with it. It was just like, he goes, this was just crazy, because it was right down to the wire. It was absolutely mental. But we are getting ready for the game. It's time to get into it. The action's about to begin. MVP taking on TyLoo. We're ready and waiting for it on Cash.
We are finally heading into game banks. Enough of our voices. Let's see some heads get clicked. MVP versus TyLoo, starting off on Cash.
An MVP on the CT side as well. So we know this is a side they're more comfortable on. Gives them the chance to just flex their aim off a little bit, not have to rely so much on the tactical heavy decisions. It's more what TyLoo are going to be able to do to them in the meantime.
Yeah, TyLoo currently opting towards this B spread out. Over towards Sunroom, trying to get some information. It looked like they're going for a run boost out. Didn't quite work. Not quite there.
There's that communication, boys.
They are still continuing with this push, though, and have taken the site as they've fallen off. Through the smoke as well, DD takes down an MVP member, opens up this B site for them.
Yeah, TyLoo got full control at the moment, but HSK, he's come around, found Bondic, he's been taken out of the equation. Now we're going to get a four-man push on this, while we see Zeph at the moment. He's got himself into the vent room, but Tainted and Captain Mo are ready and waiting for him. Zeph's probably going to push while the rest of the team swarm round. This is where the communication comes in. Perry, HSK, headshots galore. They're looking for Tainted. He's managed to do a bit of damage, does find himself one, but Perry straight on top of it, and that's going to be it. Beautifully retaken there from MVP in absolute style.
Yeah, there we see that discipline once again. Although DD did manage to kill Solo through that smoke, he did the right thing. As soon as they pushed on the site, knew he was alone, fell back, allowed for the retake to come in, and another smooth retake from MVP.
TyLoo, though, with a technical problem. Tainted's the one that's called it out. So it is the first round on the way. We're going to go and try and get this issue fixed instantly. Buy themselves some more time. Oh, look at that. There you go. Special drink. That's the power to get you going. That's the juice.
Wonder what that even is. Looks weird.
Superpowers. Focus energy.
Water from the fountain of youth. Keeping him young. Keeping him fresh.
Yeah, really, he's like 45 and just...
Yeah, he just loves that bottle.
Swigs it for fun. He's like, I can still do this, lads. Got it in me. And the crazy thing about Bondic's position there at middle as well in the pistol round was he had a potential to really cause an upset, but the way MVP took it, where they sent two all the way round through mid to come behind from the T spawn area towards B, then they sent one in the usual spot they expect, and then you obviously had Zeph waiting in vents the whole time. That retake was executed so well.
Yeah, again, we keep saying this about the MVP team, how good they are at retake, and it's mainly because they just know when to fall back. They're not playing over aggressive. I think that comes from the veteran Solo, of course, Glow as well.
Yep.
These players just, I've been in this situation so many times when you've played the game so long, it's like you're just following patterns at some point. You know if there's too many of them, there's no point in me facing. The chances of me killing more than one are so low, might as well give myself the best advantage possible, sit outside the site, wait until everyone's behind me, and then we'll go together.
And do you know what was really interesting about that? So you say about the experience side of things again, but Termi himself, he was a coach, yeah? Originally went for coaching, then he ended up going back to being a player. Then when HSK joined, he went back to being a coach. This is a man who can fill all the roles. He does have that knowledge, but I think he's probably most comfortable in that coaching role now. Just that experience that he has there, he can just bring it in onto another level. And for anyone back home listening at the moment thinking, why are they bigging up just a simple communication thing here for these teams? Because a lot of the other region, they do struggle with the basic form of Counter-Strike. Not in the sense that they're bad players, but this region is so aim-heavy, stylistic way. They do things that we don't often see when you're looking at NA Counter-Strike or European Counter-Strike. They play very different here, and like we said before, DSN, the guy who currently is looking after Dreamscape, there we go, I'll get it right. Boot Dreamscape, DSN's a legendary 1.6 player, and his thing that he said mainly that always stands out for me is, I'm trying to change the minds of these players, and it's a mindset they've had for years, and they don't play anything like what he's used to, what he would say is normal Counter-Strike. And this is the thing, when you see a team like MVP pull this out, you know that they're trying to adapt to this new kind of, the way CS should be played as such, the most optimal way to play it, because an aim-heavy style worked a few years ago. We saw it in the Fnatic era from 2015, but tactical is the way forward in the end. As the game plays out, as people learn more about the maps and that side of things.
Yeah, and completely changing a player's approach to the game is no easy feat. Of course, when you've played the game for so long, you naturally get into patterns, get into rhythms that you're so used to doing when it happens. So then suddenly when you have to change that up, everything starts getting confusing. You don't really know what you're supposed to do in certain situations. Yeah. So it does take some time to get used to changing your playstyle.
And I'm glad the technical timeout's come right at the beginning, because at least it means we've not got too far into it where then they start to lose the energy. Just a pistol round gone so far. MVP now will have plenty of time to decide what they're going to do. They look pretty calm and relaxed. And this is, we said about it before, but MVP, we get a few smiles out of them when they're winning. And I took a video of their game when they won against Kings in the end. We weren't the guys commentating at the time. That was Snods and Jackie. But the funny thing about that was they were a little bit hyped. They were happy. They knew what it was. But these guys are so focused all the time.
Yeah, just a small audio issue holding us back at the moment. I believe Bondic unable to hear his teammates. I think it may be resolved. Working our way back in the game. I do believe so. Looking like it anyway, James. Let's hope we haven't got to talk for too much longer. Everyone's getting bored.
Oh, yeah, what does chat normally say? Oh, yeah, you're just delaying the game.
Delaying the game.
You want to hear the Welshman's voice. That's what it is.
Yeah, it turns out I had control when the game starts, guys. Who would have known? Who would have known?
Well, you are producer Sam, right?
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
like, end of the day, it's all your fault.
Well, it turns out I do control when it starts, because it looks like it's starting back up now.
Ah, so, Sam, why didn't you do this before? God damn it, Sam, it is all your fault.
All I got to do is say it.
Can we get some blame Sam in Twitch chat? It's no longer Sam Cam. It's just blame Sam.
Okay, now let's get some saved in the Twitch chat, because we are coming back in the game. Just the 1 round deficit so far for TyLoo, with MVP taking that pistol round. 2 rifles in the hands of MVP, along with 3 SMGs, of course, full utility across the board. TyLoo opting for some sort of quasi-buy. Actually, no. There we go, with the AK. We've seen this from a few other teams. Flash Gaming like to do this in general. They like to throw an AK in a Summer's hands and see what he can do with it. And TyLoo going with a similar strat, giving an AK to their strongest statistical player and seeing if he can make a move over towards this A site.
And the thing is, I know what Bentech can do with an AK, but I'm more worried about DD and Captain Mo of them Deagles. We see 1-taps from them on a regular basis here. Now already a bit of spam coming out from the MVP guys. Somebody's pushing in thick and fast. He's actually walked past one player through the smoke. Does the damage though. Finds the first kill there. Glow goes down. Perry though is able to reply. Somebody, he knows where HSK is. He's spamming through there, but HSK still able to find the kills there. Solo's running in. This is so back and forth. This is crazy. He sees him out there. Captain Mo still comes away with the kill. He's picked up a triple and he's got the bomb and he's just going to be legging it all the way to B now. Solo's on the hunt for him. Hears and knows what's going on. This is ludicrous.
Yeah, messy affair over towards that A site, but does end up coming to a 1v1 Mo versus Solo. An M4 in the hands of Mo and only a UMP in the hands of Solo. It looks like they're about to meet as well.
Oh, very nicely played there. Captain Mo with the 4K and just the 4K in style as well. There were so many back and forths, that so many things. It was down to the smoke placements really on how that all panned out. That was a crazy return from TyLoo, but it paid off massively for him. And now it's MVP who are going to be on the back foot, and they've literally got no money to play with.
All the utility coming in there from TyLoo confuses the MVP squads. Managed to dance around the smoke enough to get enough kills. Mo, like you said, 4 kills into that round. Means they win that force by even up the rounds, and now MVP left on an eco.
MVP this time. Not going to see anything too crazy from playing 2 towards B, 3 on A. Oh my god, HSK's done it again with the taser! Okay, this guy, he brings out a taser a fair bit, but he also always seems to manage to get kills. That's the second time we've seen him do it. He's grabbed himself an ump now, and that, to me, Bondic, I would be raging.
Yeah, never a good way to die with a taser in your face. Somehow HSK makes it work again, also takes Bondic's drop weapon, so a UMP into his hands now. Still not a lot on this MVP squad, though. Just a singular smoke flashbang to talk about. TyLoo not adjusting their setup too much.
Yeah, TyLoo, now you look at them, they've pushed back just a little bit. They're holding backwards because they do not want to walk into anything now. They've got an idea of what's going on. MVP have got the upgraded pistols, but they seem to think it's going to be coming towards B.
Yeah, that bomb is angled towards here, but it looks like it is falling back over towards the A side of the map, where the bulk of his teammates are, and they are going to try and push out onto this A side.
Yeah, Captain Mo leading the charge. Smokes go down, flashes come in, and this is good from TyLoo. The smokes and flashes are perfect, but Perry and HSK still picking up the kills. That's a triple now for HSK, including the taser. Bentet's the only one that remains. We're going to see this traded out here, surely, unless Bentet can do something insane, but that's a good start. That's nicely done with a CZ. Got the M4 in hand now, looking for a further few more kills. Sprays down the next one. MVP, you can't be facing one by one. This doesn't make any sense, and Bentet, this is where he's the most dangerous player on this TyLoo roster. The sneaky plant now, he's going to go for it. Zeph's coming around the corner, the timing, whoa, that was right to the wire though. Last few bullets there for Zeph, but he did manage to get the kill. But the key thing there though is with him Bentet, doing so much damage, that means that MVP don't walk away with a load of weapons for the next round. They did save up though, obviously. Only just brought a few pistols in there. But this wasn't the best situation it could have ended with because it was 4 versus 1.
Yeah, the battle between Bentet and HSK there. HSK opening up with the Zeus, then getting 2 more. Bentet doing a lot of damage. Does unfortunately lose the round, but as you said, those rifles being dropped does even out this economy a little more. Going to force a lot of rebuys now out of this squad.
Well, Bondic's got his head set off again. He's just saying, he looked at him like, come on, lad.
I don't know what it is. What do you want me to do?
He's
Can't
like,
hear nothing.
bath time.
Someone help me out.
He must be tilted now. He's been Zeused.
Yeah.
His headset's gone
he
twice.
Couldn't even hear it coming. So we'll be getting back to this game shortly. Hopefully we can resolve this audio issue easily. I believe in our admins. I think we can do it. I believe in Davis, man. I'm Burns.
Just don't jab him in the neck.
Yeah, don't tickle Davis. He'll break down.
He'll
Much
lose
like
it.
Bondic's breakdown.
Yeah, Bondic's just saying like,
Please.
God. Talking about breakdowns, yeah, we were in the gym yesterday. Bondic was there.
Yeah.
You know this story already,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the viewers I hope will enjoy it. So we're all in the gym after a hard day. Bondic
I
sees
would
it.
like I definitely weren't in the gym after a hard day. I was in bed after eating a bunch of food.
At least you admit it, Sam,
Yeah,
right?
I
Sam's
lied
not
to
going
nobody,
to the
mate.
gym,
I
he's not
ain't
trying
telling
it.
no lies.
But Bondic was there. There's a machine that just says breakdown, yeah? And I'm sure he can read English. It's definitely capable. He gets on it anyway, and I'm like, you're just risking life at this stage. Like, why would you do that?
What kind of machine was it anyway?
It was like one of the lap pull-down multi-gym
right.
kind of things, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just thinking, it says breakdown, say the cable snaps. You're supposed to play in a tournament tomorrow, mate, and you're supposed to go through. What if you break your hand?
Crushed by weight would
Yeah.
not be a good way to lose this tournament, would it?
That would be like a top Reddit story.
Bondic broke his fingers because he tried to use a gym machine.
And we were there to witness it all. Should have told him, really. Should have said, look, mate, that does actually say it works. It is broken.
Much like his headset, it is broken at the moment.
Yeah, this came round quite nicely, didn't it? Everything's broken at the moment. Minsick there, getting ready. Look at him styling in that jacket as well.
That's beautiful.
Swanky mother. He's like, I need game sound. Come on, man. He's like, there's no arguing this. I need to hear the game. I'm playing CS, but I can't hear any sound. And Minsick's like, just play, come on. I just want to watch the games. I want the tournaments to happen, man. And Bonnic's like, really? Come on. Just give me sound. I need sound.
All right, okay.
And Minsick's like, look, I'll pay you money. Just play with no sound.
Hopefully that problem has been resolved. Maybe Bondic just airing his grievances a little of what has been going wrong.
I love it though, always, yeah. So when Davis and Burns struggle to get any success in fixing these issues, they grab Minsick as like the ultimate warrior. Minsick will fix the issue. Minsik will prevail.
He has, to be fair.
Every time? Every time?
It works every time, yeah, it works every time.
Obviously, Minsik is the VP of everything tournament-wise at Eleague. Master of experience. They're still communicating it all through. See, now Peacemakers, he's like, no, I'm not having it. He's like, come on, this is not good enough. Even he's having an issue down the road, mate, look.
A lot of problems, apparently.
I don't even know where to go with this anymore, Sam. We've exhausted all options at this stage. Bondic still not putting his headset on.
Just in case people haven't noticed, we are waiting.
Yeah.
We're not just talking.
Well, come on, Sam, you're in control, remember?
Oh, unfortunately, saying start the game didn't work this time. I tried that one. Maybe next time we'll have to try restarting it, turning it off and on. That's another good fix, I've heard.
Is that what you do whenever you have an issue with Richard's podcast?
pretty much
You go,
works.
just turn it on and off.
Turn
It's
it off and
like,
on.
wait a sec, Rich. On and off, there
Usually
you go.
works for pretty much everything. If there's ever a problem, just try turning it off.
Solved. It's so funny, yeah, because the 3 Chinese players just look like we don't give a damn. Bentet's like looking and listening to everything that's going on. Yeah. He's like, okay, this is what's happening. Peacemaker's like, this is not acceptable. We can't hear it. And Bondic can put his headset on and say, he goes, look, I don't care anymore. Let's just get on with it. He's like, I've given up.
Here we go. Something to be
There we
translated,
go.
passed over to Bentet. Headsets do look like they're going on. So hopefully, James,
This is the crazy thing about this region, right? Because in Europe, most people just generally speak English, so you can get away with it. Here, you've got so many different languages to factor in. We've got a translator for absolutely everything.
Yeah, good old Andrew, our translator
Yep.
at the moment. Nice guy, Andrew.
Or Adrian.
Adrian,
think give him
as we
multiple
sometimes call
nicknames.
him, yeah. Here we go, Peacemaker back to the war.
Yes.
I think that does mean we'll be going back in a game, and here we are.
We were getting
Straight
a bit
back
desperate.
in. Almost no delay, that was, Jim. Super quick. TyLoo versus MVP. 2 rounds to MVP at the moment. As you see, a kind of weak buy coming out with TyLoo, but not an ideal buy on MVP either. A FAMAS, a UMP in play. So this will be an economy decider going into the further rounds.
Captain Mo just got robbed by Bondic of his AK. He's like, give me your AK. There you go. Now, the good thing here for MVP is they've managed to get a fair bit of utility to work with. We see a lot of incendiary grenades to play with. They can buy out the time here. The thing they've got to be worried about is TyLoo, though, being able to rack up still 2 AKs there. They've got the umps in hand. It's only Captain Mo who hasn't got a weapon.
Yeah, both those AKs are positioned over towards B along with that bomb, so they're going to hope to make a distraction on the B site and then burst out A.
Nice, good start from Zeph there, spraying down 1. Solo's on top of it as well, and this was so fast. Where is this all happening? As HSK gets the final kills, the bomb moved towards A.
Yeah, a vital play over towards that A site. Luckily, not quite rotating. They sat just long enough, showing some experience there, not fast rotating as soon as they saw the bomb, so they were able to push afterwards and secure that bomb down. Drops that extra push. And another problem, James. Oh, here we go. I'm going to try and get some more information about this problem as we slowly move through the series. That win does mean that TyLoo will be left on an eco. Minsik drafted back over, trying to figure out the problem.
Sorry, Sam, I'm just getting our screens adjusted for us, making sure everything's right at our end as well.
Yeah.
We occasionally need a technical timeout. It's not happening.
We haven't got our own admin, unfortunately.
No. We need our own Minsik.
Burns, get over here. I've got a problem.
The dreams are over.
And I think dragging out this game is definitely going to affect TyLoo a lot more than MVP. As we see, a lot of these problems have been on the TyLoo side.
Do you know what could be a thing, though? Because you were showing me a tweet earlier from the CSGO side of things where, was it Dupree who had issue with audio since the new updates?
Yeah.
Is this what the players are having as well, potentially?
I don't think so. I think it's a headset problem more than like a software problem.
Ah,
I think
okay.
it's just hardware. We are working through it. Minsik once again has the answers for us.
Minsik's like the final boss. You go through all the other admins, and then you meet Minsik and he tells you to deal with it. Puts the glasses on.
I believe there's a problem with the speakers switching to another sound card or something. I think we're back into the game now. Yeah, I believe the match is going to resume, so that problem has been resolved. Thankfully, the admins do get all over it. Get us back in a game shortly. What would we do without them, James? We sat here doing nothing. Everyone have to listen to us. No game. Speaking of the game, here we go. Again, MVP with 3 rounds, TyLoo with 1. The economy much in the hands of MVP at the moment.
Yeah, MVP, they've managed to bounce back. They went off to a rough start. They took the pistol. TyLoo were able to destroy him straight after. But it has been that battle of the forces until someone decides, look, we're not going to force up anymore. We are going to give up. MVP, though, they haven't had the time to really build too much economy. They've grabbed themselves 2 AKs. Got Solo up on the M4. The UMPs are in play as well, but they need to make some more money. And that's going to be the key thing, and this is their chance because TyLoo are on all the Glocks. Not even any armor. I like this. Just boost everyone up. Run over the top, see what you can make happen. Chloe's going to be the one that might meet him first there. He's looking towards middle, and he's checking every angle. He doesn't know how far they might have tried to walk up, push further forward, and it's all a little bit too quiet for MVP at this stage.
Yeah, trying to pull a sneaky gambit, TyLoo, just in the hopes of getting a bomb plant at least. Like you said, just Glocks in hand, so it's going to be a big effort to come out with this Chinese squad if they want to advance. MVP looks like they're ready for this hold, but only Glow is positioned in mid at the moment to confront these on-pushing TyLoo players.
Yeah, and Glow, see, he hears it, he knows what's going on. He'll be able to call it into his teammates. He's not over-peaked either, so he's not pushing straight into it. HSK's got to be careful. He's taking a bit of damage already. They're getting up close and personal. He's found the first kill, gets a second. The spray continues as Glow's there to pick up Tainted as well. Bondik all alone. Not too much he's going to do from here. Surely he's just trying to fire back. Running away, and Vents there now on 40 health. But Zeph's going up top, and that'll be his life taken in the end. Headshot comes in, 4-1. MVP starting off strong here, but TyLoo will now try to fight back with a full buy, 5 AKs, and the first time they would have been able to have it.
Relatively simple round from MVP there, just against those Glocks, dispatches them with ease. But now they're going up against those AKs. This should be a different story. Of course, we know how good TyLoo are. Not just Tainted, not just Bondik, they're all definitely capable with an AK. So let's see if they mix up their strategy this round. As MVP just go with the same default they've been opting with most of the game.
They start with a little bit of over-aggression towards middle just to see if they can get a game a bit of control if TyLoo are trying to push for it. Smoke goes down at A main. Ventus is going to go try and spam through the usual positions here as TyLoo so far a face towards the A bomb site. DD, he's going to be the distraction. He's going to be the man making all the noise towards B. But so far, MVP just going to hold strong. Standard positions here as Bondik is back indoor as per usual. And he has opened it, but will move away as the mollies come in.
Yeah, no damage exchanged just yet. Is A-hole still in effect despite those smokes? Just going to dance around forklift. Perry looking to get an opening for his squad. TyLoo not showing anything just yet. Leaving Bente up towards mid. See if he can get any picks.
A lot slower round this time around from TyLoo. But they've got to be careful. We've seen it many times here where they bide it a little bit too much. That ends up potentially costing them a round. The flashes are going to come through. Perry's going to have to be careful. He's got HSK backing him up, but somebody, he's straight on top of it. That was a nice starting entry. HSK finds the first. He can hear where the rest is going, but he's not able to back his teammate up. He finds the bomber, though, and he gets a third. How is this even possible with the fourth? What is going on? HSK, just the USP in hand now. He looks for an AK, but Bondik comes around the side of him. 2 versus 1 now. Bondik then walks through some flames. Solo can actually see him, but doesn't take the shot. He knows exactly what's going on, and now it's all up to Zeph. 1 versus 1. He's not going to go through this door just yet. He hears the bomb being planted, but he's got to now find Bondik. Very dangerous situation. Zeph's made a lot of noise, but he does find the kill. Beautifully played. MVP pick up a 5th, but HSK, that was insane.
Yeah, Zeph ensures that HSK's attempt into that round doesn't go amiss. 4 kills into the round, as we saw. Unbelievable. Just 5 bullets in the clip to get that final kill. Stops that TyLoo push and puts MVP in a much greater position.
HSK, the second highest rated player on the MVP lineup. He's got a little bit of a background from 1.6, but he's mainly known for being here. He's very versatile, and he has just shown why when he's popping off, magic happens, and that's exactly what's come in. Solo's got the AWP this time around. HSK is obviously feeling comfortable playing this position on the A bomb site with just a rifle at this stage. TyLoo now are going to be on 2 Galols and 3 AKs there, and very limited utility going into this round.
AWP in the hands of Solo. Currently in that vent position, seeing if you can get anything. No early aggression mid though, which is usual from TyLoo. But had there been, he would have been here to counter it. So far, TyLoo just spreading out over towards the A side.
That's the thing about TyLoo. They don't try and force or push this mid control. And it's very interesting because you can never guess where MVP are going to be. Sometimes you've got players pushed towards white box. Sometimes you're just playing straight middle. And then, like now, for instance, Solo's just up in vents. But he will be forced out from the molly. The smokes go over. And this is where TyLoo look to go and regain that control and try and fight back. But there's no one there ready and waiting for him. So that'll signal to them that they can now continue to push forward. And now they've got the good choice of wherever they want to go as HSK comes round to have a look.
The grenade raining in from Solo, trying to stop this B push, but he is flashed with the AWP in hand, unable to land anything yet, but he doesn't fall. Still sitting on this site now, ready for this TyLoo push.
Yeah, Zeph gets one, but Solo's on top of it, able to reply. Nearly gets a second, but Captain Mo tries to turn it around. Tainted is now doing the damage with the Galol in hand, but it's Tainted and Captain Mo, both on less than half health at the moment, going up against Perry. And he's coming from behind. He's sneaking round. Tainted's ready and waiting for it. Is it going to be spotted out? Beautiful from Perry. Just one more to find out. Drops the flash down. Peeks the usual position. He knows he's not there. And now he's going to look and check into the site. He knows he hasn't had too much time since the bomb had gone down. The other flash comes out. The incendiary is going to be perfect as well. It's going to force Captain Mo out of position. He now knows exactly which box he's behind. And Perry's just going to be able to try to force him out. The flashes come out. Perry's playing it smart. Captain Mo's got to be able to hit the shot, but he can't get it done. MVP once again pick up the round, pick up the clutch situation, and they bring it to a 6-1.
Tremendous play by Perry there, somehow managing to pull out a 1v2. Smart play towards the end there, using his incendiary well, cornering off that left side of the site, knowing he'd have to be behind the default box, and does manage to win the duel to get a 6th round on the board for MVP.
And now we're seeing a tactical
timeout.
timeout.
It's tactical, it's fine. Oh, it's tactical, man. We're good, we're good.
You were scared for a second there, weren't you?
Almost. No audio problems. It's fine. We just need to sit and talk. So there we go. Tainted will receive the information from Peacemaker, which we will translate over to his team.
And let's be honest, right? TyLoo haven't done so much wrong here. They're getting some good kills. They're getting into the sites. But you put them into these 1v1, 2v1 situations, and MVP are just coming up top trumps.
Yeah, strong showing from MVP so far. Although we said they would have the opportunity to play well in this game, we did not expect them to come out with the gates this strong. 5-round deficit now for TyLoo.
5-round deficit, but TyLoo with the bomb down, with obviously the round loss bonus coming into play. They've got the AKs. They've also got the utility to play with. Oh, and the spam coming through there towards Solo. He does fire back, but doesn't manage to tag anyone back down.
Early damage transferred. 3 of that MVP squad are currently over towards A. TyLoo not yet dedicating themselves to anything. Smartly played. DD you see over towards Sunroom there. Still up on this boost position as well, but a nice kill by Zeph pushes into that aggressive push where DD was on Sunroom, which means he's cleared out that B side of the map. Now TyLoo are just focused on that mid and A area.
It's a fantastic start for MVP. One man down, Zeph's fallen back as well, backed up by his teammates. They've got a bit more control, and TyLoo now have to try and force the advantage, push their way into a bomb site with the numbers stacked against them.
Still waiting from this first TyLoo. Somebody in a sneaky position though, up highway. Not sure if he's been detected. Now he has sitting in a molly currently. Perry does manage to get one onto Bondic, and somebody not able to help his teammates out yet with this molly down.
Yeah, he's really stuck there. He can't do anything as HSK finds the first frag for him as they come for a main glow onto somebody as well. Captain Mo all alone, 78 points of health. He's got 2 kills already, but a lot of the players from MVP are very low. This is a good situation for him to try and work the advantage, but he's only got 20 seconds to play with, and he doesn't have that bomb in hand. Beautiful onto Solo. Now that's the high health player. Tries to turn around but Glow with the rave music manages to make it happen.
Yeah, almost thought it was going to be possible there for Mo. Manages a nice headshot, but isn't able to clean up the 2 low HP members, meaning another round in the hands of MVP and another short buy for TyLoo.
And this is the thing, TyLoo are in dire straits at the moment. Everything they are trying just is being absolutely destroyed here. Captain Mo, he's up on 10 frags, but the other players haven't really stepped up. We're not seeing any incredible plays come out of these guys. It's literally them going into duels, trying to get into a decent situation, but MVP are just on top of them.
I remember going in this tournament, people were saying to not even play the miner because of how strong TyLoo are, but look at this from Zeph. 3 kills over towards that B site, and he's still got that gun in hand, able to do more damage.
Yeah, and he is able to just spray through that smoke, use it to his advantage. Captain Mo's just trying to dodge bullets at this stage. He is going to get a little bit of a tag on here, but he won't be able to find the kills just yet. He's firing off with that Deagle while MVP are starting to swarm the bomb site. Solo comes in with a kill. Bondic's the only one that remains. He does have the bomb. If he wants to try and run really fast towards A, he might have a chance here, but it's not going to be easy at all.
Yeah, left all alone. And as I was saying there, people always were saying TyLoo Renegades, TyLoo Renegades. This is a dominant showing from MVP against what is supposed to be the favorites of this tournament. 8-1 now for MVP with not a single member lost in that previous round.
MVP showing that very good team play like we were talking about. They're putting it to use, they're putting in the kills, and Zeph here just played it beautifully. Got the players that come to push through the smoke. He had the peeker's advantage as well for it, and then just sprayed down continuously through it, pushed them back. TyLoo didn't even have a chance, didn't get close to the bomb site.
Well played, and you can see that money now stacking up on the MVP side. TyLoo are going to be left to chase this throughout the rest of the first half. Round 10 now, as we see Solo with an AWP in hand, trying to get a little jump spot over towards mid. Jumping on the head of his teammate, doesn't see anything, falls back over towards me.
Now, interestingly enough, TyLoo this time have pushed heavily into middle. They've got full control, but Captain Mo has got the AWP as well, and we haven't seen him be able to use it as somebody has found. Trying to see where that was towards, actually. I didn't quite catch that.
I think it was in mid-solo with that AWP. Now, that will prompt the slow approach from TyLoo, knowing they have a man disadvantage, need to act quickly before these rotates come in. Here we go, the bomb is positioned outside of A.
Glow takes down Bonding, another man down for TyLoo. Glow with a second as well. Perry adding to the death. It's just crazy. Captain Mo didn't have a chance to move there. Smokes are down. They're all spraying through. Another timeout, and it is tactical coming out from TyLoo. Remember, they will only have 2 tactical timeouts remaining now. And look, we're seeing the smiles again from the MVP players. This is so good for them. And, okay, let's go all the way back to the 1.6 era. One of the biggest events that we saw the amazing Korean lineup of Project KR win was on home soil. Never underestimate the Koreans on home soil. People say it doesn't come into a factor of it, but that kind of home crowd advantage, the comfort feelings, that does come into play. It does start to shine here. It is early doors, we're only on the first map, but MVP are putting up an incredible performance.
Yeah, 2 flawless rounds in a row as well. It's consecutively, no members of MVP drop. And that is going to be the end of the tactical timeout from TyLoo. Wonder if any information will be able to pass on. What are they going to change up here? Have they found any holes in this MVP squad yet? Because it's hard to see any from this point of view.
Into round number 11 now. TyLoo opting for the AKs again. Can't afford to go with that AWP. Captain Mo's only had it once so far this game as Solo starts off exactly as he means to continue. Towards B, Zeph's just spraying them down. They walk into Solo. Bondic's the only one that remains. What is going on, TyLoo? This is not acceptable. MVP are making this look like pug practice.
Like I said, previous of this game, Zeph is the X factor when this team plays. Because, of course, we can expect a lot from the other 4 members. If Zeph is performing, you know MVP are going to be completely on point. And so far, he has been huge in this game. 12 frags so far, second only to HSK.
You were on point with what you were saying about Zeph. It's so true. But HSK, he's just been mowing them down in every position they've come to him on. TyLoo are now on the pistols. We could potentially be looking at 11-1 here. And TyLoo, they've just not really got going. Every spot they've tried, it's like MVP have watched their demos and there's nothing new coming out of TyLoo.
Yeah, no real adjustments so far, even despite the 9 rounds you've lost. You'd think they'd try something, try some sort of all-in gambit. But so far, nothing has been found to work against this MVP squad.
But already down a man early on. Perry did eat a lot of damage though. He's down on 16 health, but you saw the smart communication came in. He was backed up by his teammate there. They rushed in to come and make sure they didn't lose a weapon. He didn't go down early on. And this isn't a small investment from TyLoo. They've got the armor in there as well on top of the pistols. And there's a lot of Deagle plays though, so we're looking for the one taps. And we look at where they are on the map at the moment, and they're not fully convinced on where they want to go. Still hanging around towards middle. Maybe now starting to walk their way to B. But you're just going to walk straight into Zeph and Solo. And that is a tag team duo like no other.
MVP are prepared for this push, evenly spread across this map.
Oh, they're going to go for that jump again. They're going to be walking on each other's heads. Zeph spots it out. Will fall back there. He's backed up by Solo with the orb. And they're playing it all the way at the far back here. As Zeph comes in with the beginning spray. Gets the first one. The smoke goes down to give him some coverage as well. Bentet's just stood in the smoke. Doesn't know where to look, where to turn. Is able to get one, but Solo's on top of it. The CZ doing work. Bondik tries to come through, but he's all alone, baiting out his team there for no reason because he can't get anything done. Only Zeph dies. MVP, their money! Zeph's got 16k, Glow 12, Perry 12, 13 on HSK. This is ridiculous.
This is the problem when you start to have these flawless rounds. Like I said, 2 rounds, nobody dropping. That one, only a few dropping. When you start to stack with this much money, it's going to be so difficult. Now, pretty much, even if TyLoo start winning, MVP going to have a bye every round in this half.
Scary situation to be in if you're a TyLoo fan or a TyLoo player at this stage. I don't think there's anything they can do at this moment to slow down what MVP, because they're feeling themselves, they're playing strong. But HSK, he's actually jumped up there, and he's going to have to be careful. They're spamming through. It looks like they're trying to get the boost on go as HSK falls, and now Bentet will know exactly what was going on. He'll be understanding that someone could be up there, and they're going to probably look for it. Perry's there waiting, but maybe he should just move at this stage. This is a bit of a gamble.
Nice read by Bentet, perhaps hearing those audio cues of the jumping. Manages to kill HSK in the smoke. A key player for this MVP squad, like we said, been going off the top fragger for them at the moment and gives them this man advantage. Maybe this is the TyLoo need to finally get another round on the board.
And I love the way that TyLoo play this, to go for the mid control, use a good amount of Molotovs, flash in, get the smoke towards middle. Now they can push up to this A bomb site. Somebody is leading the charge. The rest of them coming towards A main. Bentet's behind somebody to continue this push in. And it's going to be HSK. He's really in a difficult... Oh, no, sorry, not HSK. It's going to be Perry up high again. And then you've got Glow there as well. TyLoo have made their way into sight. This is probably the best round they've had in a long time. Solo's very much out in the open with that orb, and there was nothing he could do there, as they do pick up a second round here, finally.
Signs of life coming from TyLoo. Somebody with a good showing into that round means they will be able to have an AWP in the hands of Captain Mo now. All have a full buy, so at least it's going to be an even round going into this, which they haven't seen a lot of. But like we said, MVP with so much money, no issues having a full buy into this round. Double AWP setup even in the hands of HSK and Solo.
See, the key point there for TyLoo was taking down HSK when he was trying to boost Perry up high. That was the moneymaker. That was the gameplay, because what ended up happening there was everything that MVP were trying to achieve fell apart. That setup just didn't work.
Grenades raining in over towards A main, which is the home of most of these TyLoo players at the moment. Just one lurker left over towards B. I believe it is DD. He is usually put in that sunroom position, trying to catch off any rotators. TyLoo setting up for this A push again.
Yeah, they're all getting lined up. And this is what I mean. They're very knowledgeable on these smoke positions, where to put the flashes, how to execute. But the executes just haven't been working. MVP's been able to bounce back. TyLoo desperately need to put this second round on the third round on the board here, but 2 in a row. DD starts off with some nice damage and actually finds the kill into Zeph. Had damaged Solo a little bit, but Solo is able to find the kill. TyLoo now once again going to push their way into middle, but they're not going to use as much utility this time around. They're going to go thick and fast for it, as they've got an even trade now at the moment in the 4 versus 4, and they believe they can try and push in and do exactly what they did in the previous round.
DD doing his job on the other side of the map, killing one of the rotators, now allowing TyLoo to push together. 4v4 at the moment, of course. DD did eventually fall over on that B side of the map, and that bomb is moving over there.
Solo's position, he pushed out so far there. Bondik sneaks through door, HSK goes down, and suddenly TyLoo, they're just back in business, and MVP are getting shut out of it. Glow is the only one that remains as we end round 14 with that bomb going down. He's going to be tagged up heavily. Bentet finds the final kill, 11-3, and TyLoo pick up a third. Finally, they need a fourth.
Yeah,
11 timeouts coming in.
Would be a lot prettier, of course. Allows you a little bit of breathing space with the pistol round. Don't want to put everything on that. If you lose a pistol round, then you lose the game. It's not really the way you want to be played. If you want to lose, you at least want to have your AK in your hand or something.
Now, my question is, this is the third tactical timeout from TyLoo. They've only got one more left after this. Was it really necessary to do one now?
Maybe perhaps Peacemaker feeling he wants to give his team some energy into this second round, knowing if they win this fourth round, it will give them some motivation into the last. Here we go. Full buy from either squad. Deagle in the hands of Zeph, but there he is. I was expecting the drop to come in. Does get the M4. Full utility across the board. Another strong round from MVP, but of course TyLoo winning the previous one, finally breathing some life into this game.
And it's taken a while for TyLoo to get going, but they've managed to make it happen. And now they desperately need to put the fourth on the board here on the 15th round. MVP starting on that CT side. It was a dangerous thing. HSK's been exploding. We saw some brilliant performances from both him and Zeph so far. As somebody, again, he's seen the error that they're having here at middle for MVP. He's pushing up. He manages to get through the flames. Somebody finds the first kill. They continue to push through, but they are burning alive. HSK's mounting up a defense. Glow's backing him up. Bondik's trying to reply. TyLoo, they don't have the advantage, but they are in the bomb site now, and the bomb will go down. Just Captain Mo, and Bondik remain.
Zeph waiting for his teammate over on his train. You can see that flank coming in through main. Solo with the AWP in hand. Now they will push together like they always do on these retakes. But Captain Mo gets the entry on the AWP, leaving it just rifles in hand out for MVP. Bondik with another. Zeph all alone. Bondik doing work in this round. 2 kills already. Captain Mo ready to back him up with the AWP over towards the site. Zeph drops the smoke. See if he can pull off some sneaky plays. Does manage to do some damage, but doesn't look like he's going to get anything else. Captain Mo finishes off the half strong. Finally, 4 rounds on the board for TyLoo, looking a lot better than they originally were.
11-4 in the end. MVP at one point were 11-1. TyLoo get a triple in a row, and they want to ready up instantly. They want to get into this next half as soon as possible, I'm sure, because they don't want to lose any momentum at this stage whatsoever. MVP, they just fell apart after allowing TyLoo to get mid control, and every single time what we saw there was they worked their way up middle. Somebody just continued to push through, even ran through the Molotovs and tried to make it work. It got a bit touch and go there on the final round, but overall TyLoo started to find some confidence, started to find a bit of speed behind the lackluster that we'd seen from the meantime. It's only map 1, and we know that both teams have come to play. TyLoo, they currently trail 11-4 at the moment as MVP remains so dominant as we go into this second half. TyLoo, they are desperate to claw some rounds together. They managed to do it towards the end of the first half. Can they do it now?
MVP for sure coming out swinging. We talked them up a lot, but we did not expect this dominant of a performance. TyLoo left dwindling in the win, not sure what to do. Do manage to finish out the round a bit stronger, getting 4 on the board, but still it's going to be an uphill battle to get 15, 16 rounds.
Now you can see from the MVP camp, we saw smiles, we saw laughter. They were cool, calm, focused. You looked at TyLoo and they just looked distressed at every single turn.
TyLoo are going to have to do a lot into this second half. But if there is any squad who can, for sure, it will be TyLoo. Like we have said, one of the favorites in this region along with Renegades. One of the teams that is always able to come out with this minor. But they've got their work cut out for them.
That is exactly true. While we look at TyLoo's setup here, they'll go for a kind of standard play just with the triple stack towards B, with the inkling that MVP might like to push this position, but this time around, the bomb is going to be going Squeaky. We're actually going to see triple push towards Squeaky. Zeph coming towards A main. And then you've got Solo just stalking around middle at the moment, just keeping an eye on what's going on, making sure no CTs push through. MVP have got a setup prepared, and they are ready for it. How is TyLoo going to deal with it? The first smokes come out. We see him bounce off. Good positionings there. The whole bomb site's going to be secure. Glow pushes in first, and TyLoo are playing for the retake here, and nothing is happening just yet. Somebody has actually heard the footsteps of Solo. We went away from the action, but Solo does go down, as MVP do get the plant in, and now they've just got to manage to hold on to it as TyLoo are going to group together, wait it out. They've got a couple of, they've got a couple of flashes to work with. Got Incendiary up on Captain Mo as well, and the smoke on Bondic.
Slow rotate coming in from TyLoo, but it should not matter with the kit in hand. Captain Mo does manage to get the first kill, pushing onto the site now. Perry will drop as well. Somebody with another Glow left alone in quad gets two, but he's still got so much left to do. Bondic finishes it off, has that defuse kit as well, so will win the round. A good pistol round from TyLoo.
The thing that really hurt MVP there was Solo going down, and it was a great read from somebody. He just goes to check out mid, suspects someone to be running behind him, gets the early kill, and that means that all of middle was just able to come from being an unprotected area, and it kind of just destroyed what MVP were trying to achieve.
The buy coming in now for TyLoo. 3 rifles, 2 SMGs, and of course, MVP are going to be forced to eco with that bomb plant, means they can buy for the next round, so not going to buy anything into this, just Glocks across the board, and will bring in AKs in that next round.
They look like they might just go for an A push again with the hopes to get the bomb down. And Incendiary goes very deep there from TyLoo, so they're looking to gain that A main control. Bondic's the point man for it, and Aid's going to come out as well. Nice bit of damage. Glow down on 49 health. That landed directly on top of him.
Shrapnel doing a little extra, of course, with these non-armored opponents. Bondic is set up to spray down these MVP members if they do feel like pushing into A, and here comes the A push. 2 in Squeaky, rest coming out through main.
You can hear the damage going down. Zeph's actually managed to find the kill onto Bondic there. If they could get a bomb down, it would have been huge, but no.
Bentet with 3, puts an end to that. Managed to keep most of those weapons in hand as well as all the rifles, so only an SMG loss, no big deal. But here we go, the AKs are coming in. Like we said, that bomb plant in the first round will allow them to bring AKs into this round 18.
Yeah, and TyLoo will surely expect this. Obviously, MVP, they won't have the maximum utility to work with, but we can expect a crazy push of pure aim and destruction coming in the way of TyLoo. As we see Glow head off with the bomb Zeph behind him there. And they're going to go and gain control, gain their positions. Wait to see if they can catch any over-aggressive CT members.
And this is where we can see MVP start to falter, is on this T side. When we talk a lot about MVP, we're saying how good they are on CT, their rotations, how they can pull off together, knowing their positions on T, of course. Still something to prove. But they do have a good round advantage. Nothing to worry about just yet. Still 5 in hand. They spread out on this T side, and Zeph does get the entry.
Really good start there from Zeph. Nearly gets a second as well, but he is able to get it traded out. Perry's on top of it as you watch MVP swarm onto this B bomb site now. Somebody's coming up high, but is he a little bit too late? He won't be able to see any bombers at this stage. He's got to wait for his teammates as well. But do TyLoo just decide to save now?
Could be the case. A 2v4 is going to be difficult to win despite the utility in Bondic's hand, as well as the kid Solo as well going for entries, but will be dropped by Bondic before somebody is dispatched. But it will be that save called by TyLoo. Not want to lose these rifles. Going to try and get together towards CT spawn, but Perry maybe be able to caught someone off guard. Bondic chooses it against it, runs towards A side to save instead.
An MVP at this stage, they're just looking for it as somebody pops out. Nicely done, nearly picks up a second frag there. It's only Bondic who's going to be able to save that AK-47. A little bit invested into that MVP at the end there, but still two alive. They picked up the 12th round there. They got a 6-round advantage now, and TyLoo will suffer quite a lot for that in terms of their money situation and what they can rebuy into it. They can force into this, but it's not going to be an ideal situation for them. They don't want to be risking anything at this stage because they haven't got many rounds to play with.
Yeah, an awkward position in this TyLoo economy. Like you said, Bentet and Captain Mo's money is going to mean they're going to have to save, not able to get drops across the board. So MVP do a good job of regaining control of this map. Back in again, all 5 AKs, no AWP in the hands of HSK. But there should be enough to win in this round.
Instantly, you saw that Molly was extinguished. HSK starts off strong. Bondic's able to reply. He's in the smokes, and he gets a second one here. How is he not being taken down here? Bentet with one onto Glow as well, just using a USP, and Bondic's able to fall back after doing so much damage. How is this able to happen?
Bondic dancing in and around the smoke, gets 2 kills and somehow survives as well, falls back through the vent. So that economy that we were once talking about has fallen to tatters. Bondic is able to throw over that AK to the full HP DD, who also has armor. And now it's a 4v2 in the hands of TyLoo. This bomb still lingering over by mid. Perry on his own towards B, seeing if he can get anything into this round. Still a minute on the clock, so nothing to worry about just yet. But DD is ready to face him over towards B.
Now Perry's been able to get quite far. He's all the way in checkers here. And the question is, can TyLoo handle this with only DD with a weapon in his hand at the moment?
Yeah, that AK that Bondic did donate to him is going to have to come in huge here if he wants to stop this push from MVP. Of course, the number advantage still in hand, and he's gone undetected. Neither of them have seen each other, but that could be bad for MVP. Also, maybe he's not going to check the site. And here we go. The bomb is coming in, expecting it to be clear.
He can wrap all the way around. The damage is being done. He's on very low health, but DD still finds the kill. How is this even possible? Once again, just these situations seem absolutely crazy. Perry got so far, did absolutely nothing, just a little bit of damage. Solo was in a really good spot there, but then he was left all alone with no defense.
Very well played by DD there, being a nuisance despite that team member going past and uncalled out. He does manage to win those 2 duels, wins TyLoo the round, puts it within 5 rounds once again, and MVP back on an eco.
Yeah, it quickly turns around here. MVP will be forced to save. We see one CZ being brought up, a P250 as well. Solo's got a grenade and a flash in hand, and again MVP will be aiming to push in and get a bomb plant down here. But TyLoo, in the meantime, they've now grabbed themselves a triple set of AKs, and that's dangerous for a CT side.
All gathered towards A main. Now the push does come in. Bondic with 2, somebody with 1 as well. Bentet with another, somebody with another as well. Cleans up the round. Easy peasy for TyLoo. Just 1 dropping, and all those rifles remain in hand.
Yeah, very fast round there. MVP just desperate to try and get in the site, get it over with, and hopefully get a plant in. Wasn't able to happen. TyLoo now just trailed by 4 rounds, and it can quickly turn around here. And this is where MVP needs to get into a position where they can close it out. They need to get this strong T side together. And we kept saying it, MVP's stronger side is that CT half. T side is where we see the lackluster performances from him. We need to see some incredible openings coming out of either HSK, Zeph, or Solo at this stage.
MVP are able to force out a buy, but Bondic already dropping one of those AKs. Bentet as well gets the trade on Perry. Now a 3v5 with a Galil and 2 AKs and just 2 smokes to get onto a site.
And that's where TyLoo were just playing the smarter Counter-Strike, able to get the repeats every time. One member would go down, they'd be able to trade it out, but this, we see the boost coming in. Solo's just going to walk through, but Bentet's on top of him, sees him through the smoke. He may now jump down. Zeph's trying to get the hunt on, but he can't find the kills. He's looking for an opening, finds one, knows exactly where Bentet is. Glow's killed DD in the meantime, though, so it's 2 versus 2. MVP are not down and out of it yet, and Bentet's probably saying, look, I thought we had that round secure. I'm in a really good spot here, and now it's completely changed around.
Just when Bentet thinks he's secured the round, somehow MVP pull off some heroics of their own, put it into a 2v2. That bomb is in their control as well, not yet seen by TyLoo, so no clues there as to where they're going to push. Both these members still lurking towards A, 40 seconds on the clock.
Zeph and Glow just need to go together here at the same time because both CT members are at different bomb sites. They've had to split it apart. You've got to have both areas covered. And this is nice. Zeph's dropped the smoke down. He's like the distraction at the moment. Glow's waiting on A ramp for something to happen. Captain Mo starting a slower rotate, but Bentet is not checked out of forklift. Once again, just the basics not being done here, and MVP will fall apart because of it. This is not acceptable.
A sloppy round by MVP there. They needed to push onto the site together. It was well played to have the lurker come through highway to clear that site, but the next part of that play is you push onto the site and clear those angles. Yep. Leaves his teammate alone, means he drops the bomb. And the round is recovered by TyLoo, now within 3 rounds, touching distance with the economy in their hands.
It just literally makes no sense to me.
Sloppy play from MVP, which we're not used to seeing. Maybe this T side showing the cracks are emerging. Not quite as smooth as we have seen them play on that CT side.
Forklift was an obvious spot to check as well. B.O.O.T had played there most of that round. No one went to look for it. Once again, TyLoo are back in control. They've got the buy here. And again, you see the incendiary grenade comes up so they can't see a quick rush from MVP into this A main area. Bondik remains in control. He waits for someone to push out, and he'll just wait to see what's going to happen here while MVP have just got P250 to play with.
Yeah, again, looks like MVP over towards this A burst, which we've seen quite a lot in this setup. Glow as the lurker over towards B. On his lonesome, going to try and make some noise, make a distraction. And there's currently 2 TyLoo members over there.
MVP playing it slow, though. Probably giving themselves also some time to talk about things over the next few rounds, because this is getting scary. If TyLoo did pick up this round, we'd be at 12-10. Then MVP are really in a situation where we have not got much to play with. We had a 6-round advantage, and now we're looking at just a couple of rounds in being into a position where TyLoo have evened it up.
Yeah, 11-4 to now 12-9 does show that MVP are struggling on this T side, and TyLoo are coming back to life, but MVP making a move on to B. DD does well to get 2 and 3. Now just 1 member left alone. DD gets that one as well. 4K into the round, secures the site, and again, now just 2 rounds away as we go into this bye round.
Yeah, this is a dangerous situation now for MVP. We will see them buy up the AKs. Don't think anyone's going to go in for the AWP just yet. They're not going to risk it. They're going to focus on the utility by the looks of it, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Full utility for every member of MVP. That's the way they're going to try and beat TyLoo here. Captain Mo's got the AWP for the CT side, but MVP, they need to come in all guns blazing here. They need to pick up this round.
Similar start again from MVP. They are liking this A side of the map, leaving a solitary lurker over on B. Here we do see a slight adjustment from MVP, getting used to that boost now that has been put into effect, trying to get a spray onto anyone who would like to get into that position. But TyLoo waits for the spray and then gets someone up there anyway, so they should be unaware of that position, thinking the spray would have put them off. But actually, there is a member up there.
Yeah, holding strong. B.O.O.T just waited at the back. He was like, I can see where the bullets are going. I'll just duck under it, wait for it to happen, put Bondik up high. And I like how they've changed this up, because every time Bondik was holding A really aggressively, as B.O.O.T comes round, Flash goes in, running and spraying. Somebody's found HSK as well. Only Glow and Solo remain. MVP absolutely destroyed, and there's still a minute to play with here. What can Glow and Solo do in this situation?
Nice flash through the smoke there over towards A main. Allows B.O.O.T to get 2 kills. Put MVP in an almost unwinnable position now. 2 versus 4. TyLoo ready for any push that is going to come in. And as Glow drops, that only reduces Solo's chance even further. Does manage to get 1 to make it a 1v4. But still, a mountain to climb.
Yeah, Solo's just on the hunt to do as much damage as possible, but then obviously he wants to be taken out of the equation. He's not going to look to save it with just 20 seconds left to play with. He's just going to run around here. He will get taken down by Bondik, who is ready and waiting for him on top of White Box. And that's the 11th round now secured for TyLoo. A timeout's coming in from MVP, and goddamn, it's about time. It's been too long. This is the first one they've used.
Yeah, for sure. You'd like to see one come in earlier, a little late, having to give away so many rounds. But they do just about take it after only winning 1 round so far in the second half. Remember, this started off 11-4 to MVP. Now 7 rounds on the board for TyLoo, boosting them up to 11, and now just 1 round away with MVP once again left on a grim economy. They could squeeze out a bye if they opted to, but it'd be low utility, perhaps missing out some head armor. Not a good position for MVP.
Yeah, MVP's T side so far has been incredibly lackluster. They are going to go for the buy. I'm going to see HSK going for that Galil. Perry Solo picked up the AKs. Same as Zeph and Glow as well. Going to be very limited on what utility they have. 2 smokes, a molly to work with. Make that 3 smokes, so Solo's got 1 as well.
This time, though, the bomb is being put on that lurker, which they like to send to B, so maybe this indicates there's going to be a change of play. not just a distraction this time, perhaps. Maybe the distraction going on over towards A and the actual push to be on B.
TyLoo's setup quite nicely counters this, though. They're going to be fully ready and waiting for it. A slower round in terms of contact from MVP, though. They've not tried to push their way into A main aggressively. They're holding back and waiting for a mistake to come out of TyLoo. But TyLoo, they know. They've built up a nice lead. They've built up a bank of money to play over as well. Some of the rounds haven't even been close.
Yeah, TyLoo able to build up this strong economy thanks to how many rounds they have won in the second half. And MVP knowing if they lose this round, it's likely going to be another eco, even with that max loss round bonus. Would be forced on the pistol armor, maybe some SMGs. So really need to start putting these rounds in the bag now if they want to see into this game.
Nice position from somebody. Finds one of sandbags. DD from Vents as well. Perry trying to reply, but Bentet straight on top of it. Only 2 remain. Make that one as solo. Is all alone. He's got to do it solo. He's got to do it solo against 4 members of TyLoo, but Captain Mo was ready and waiting for him up high. That's going to bring it 12-12, and the 6-round lead that MVP had has been absolutely diminished.
Completely shut down that mid push. All of TyLoo working well together to ensure that MVP aren't able to get out onto that B site. And another tactical pause does come in from MVP. They need to discuss now. It's starting to get do or die. Like I said, economy in tatters. This is going to have to be another round where they either squeeze out AKs, no head armor, no utility, or going on a pistol round, which means it's going to be 13-12 to TyLoo. This started 11-4 before the start of the second half.
Absolutely crazy. TyLoo fighting with everything they had to come back into this, looking a lot more confident on their CT side. But MVP, they've just not really shown us anything special here on their T side. Like, you saw the difference. TyLoo, plenty of executes, plenty of pushes. They knew the lining up smokes and how to get into sites, where most times MVP have struggled to even get into a bomb site.
Here comes this pistol buy, not even any armor. They're going to make sure they have an absolute full buy into that next round. Perhaps even opting for an AWP. We haven't yet seen that on the T side. HSK going for his famed AWP. Maybe they're going to try and switch that up. At the moment, just going to try and get this round over with. Even a bomb plant would be beautiful for them. They'd love that extra cash, but it's still going to be difficult as Mo gets the opener.
Yeah, Glow's taken out now. Just 4 remain for MVP. And they almost just feel like they're scared to actually push into any site at this stage. And they play best when they're at their confidence, when they're in their confidence position.
Yeah, the nerves looking like it is getting to the MVP squad. Like you said, in the Young Gun, HSK does like to get rolling. That is when he gives off his best performances. But here we go again. TyLoo starting the round strong. Bondic lands 1 kill. Another on the solo. That squeaky push is going to be taken down. HSK loses his head. And for the first time, I believe, TyLoo has taken the lead in this game.
MVP needs to stop pushing 1 by 1. They're just walking into the crosshairs at this stage.
Yeah, the buy does come in. Wonder to see if HSK does opt for the AWP. Has not yet bought. Does have the money to. But he does not. He goes for that AK again. 5 AKs across the board for MVP. No real change in the strategy here. You'd like to see them try something other than what they've already been doing. But look, the exact same strat. 4 over towards B, 4 over towards A, sorry. 1 lurking towards B.
It's the exact same strat that hasn't been working. They've got all the utility, they've got all the money to play with, they've got the guns in their hands now. What do they expect to achieve here? What do they think is going to be different? Because they're not even winning the aim duels at this stage.
Yeah, and the thing is, we've seen TyLoo, they deal with this A burst very well. Even though they send 2 squeak, usually 3 main, they're usually really good at dealing with it. So it's not even like it's a weak part of the map for TyLoo. They've constantly been able to deal with whatever MVP has been throwing at them. But it looks like they're going to go with it again, see if they can make it work.
Klo having to be careful there as that molly wasn't too far away from him. It's right on top of him. He threw his smoke out to go and cover the A bomb site. But instead, he ends up burning heavily to 28 health.
And that will prompt a fall back from MVP now, perhaps opting to try something a little different as we see a lot of utility coming across mid. Mid control does try to come out, but DD with 2 kills already shuts down that push immediately. The bomb left all alone over towards A with these 2 players over towards B.
Yeah, and there's even more pushing towards him here. He is backed up by Captain Mo. They're ready and waiting for it. He does end up burning alive, but somebody's picking up all the kills. Solo's the only one remains. He's going to plant on the A-bomb site surely here, unless he gets spotted, and that's what happens. He goes to tap away, but he knows his team need that money. Runs in for the plant, but he might not even make it. Nope, doesn't happen. Bondit was on top of it. Bondit with the smart read, thinking, okay, someone's going to try and sneak round. Everything MVP has tried has failed.
You have to give props to TyLoo as well on the CT side. So far, only losing 1 round. Great resilience coming out of this squad. And another tactical timeout comes from MVP. They will have 1 remaining after this. And as the game gets so close, now heading into the 27th round, it is do or die. TyLoo now playing for match point. MVP will be able to get a buy into this round. But there's so much money on that TyLoo side. Still no AWP in the hands for HSK. He could afford just an AWP if he wanted to play that Gambit. Unlikely though, as we've seen. He has opted for that 5 AK strap. But there we go. We do see the AWP being dropped into the hands of Solo. Oh, they're having a juggle. Who's going to take this?
Who wants it? Who wants it? Who thinks is going to take the lead here? Who's going to charge forward?
Though. HSK taking the AK with no armor and Solo having the AWP with armor. All right, a little strange, but we'll see if they can make it work.
Well, it works out so far as Solo's taken down Bente, which is the start they needed, but they need to continue to push forward here. They need to find 4 more frags. As TyLoo now are a little bit more split up. They can't play as aggressively as we have been seeing. Solo's looking to see if anyone else is going to come and push towards middle.
Solo, of course, the player we have seen the AWP in the hands of a lot, as well as HSK, more of a dynamic AWP, but whenever he does pick it up, plays a lot of the switching of the roles, and it's Solo now. 2 kills with this AWP, here we go. Mixing up the strategy is paying off for them.
Yeah, Zeph went up as well, got domed by somebody, but did drop him down to 8 health. 4 versus 3 now as TyLoo. They might concede a round here for the first time in quite a long while, as MVP have dramatically struggled on their T side. Now a good read coming in here from TyLoo. They believe it's going to be the A-bomb site. They've stacked 2 towards it. Captain Mo's there with the AWP as well, so if the flashes haven't gone out, he does miss the first shot though, and that's going to be huge as he ticks up. HSK evens it up, gets another kill as well, running in from the top and straight onto Solo. The triple from Captain Mo, and they bring it to match point. 15-12 now for TyLoo.
Your AWP versus my AWP. Solo gets 3, but Mo does the same and wins TyLoo the round. Match point. Not enough money on MVP. They're going to be forced to buy it anyway. That means no utility, barely just the AKs being squeezed out. MVP suddenly in a dire position from an 11-4 advantage.
Yeah, that was a crazy play from Captain Mo that you can see in front of you here. So quick, so fast. He makes it happen. TyLoo just need 1 more round here. MVP. They've got the lowest of low buys. Very limited utility. Couple of Galils. 2 AKs.
Somebody currently here holding on this white box area. I believe he is being backed up by Mo, or he could be in the checkers position. But he is the one eyeing up this middle push now. And it does look like MVP are reverting to this strategy again. 4 towards A, 1 towards B. Something we haven't seen pay off for them so far in this T half.
Solo trying to be the point man here. He knows where somebody is. Somebody's not going to actually retreat in any way either here. Perry is able to take him down, and this could be the opening that MVP needed, but we've seen this before, and it still wasn't enough as Captain Mo takes down Glow, gets a second one at the B-bomb site. HSK's taken down. DD able to back him up as well. This is crazy as Captain Mo picks up another one Solo with 38 health.
Another 3K, then a 4K from Captain Mo, wins them the game. 16-12 to TyLoo, but we have to talk about MVP. An 11-4 advantage after that CT half and only managing to win 1 T round.